Hello everyone. My name is and thank you for everyone to visit our whole event. And actually, in the last weekend, I experienced very embarrassing moment. I took the train to Yongsan Express, and some of you who live in Incheon may know how it is crowded every day in the morning rush hour time. So I pushed the passengers to take the train, and the other people behind me pushed me as well. And the problem is that there was a woman in front of me. So the situations like this, it's a woman, and I'm here, I touched her butt. So I imagined, so I worried, if she shoots me as a sexual crime, I might be in jail now, because the court really believed the victim's testimony as a strong evidence. According to the constitution of our country, the testimony, the credibility testimony can be the strong evidence in this case. And this is the problem. What is the credibility? It is not about not only the sexual crime, but also all the crime scenes like car accidents. You might see the banner looking for the witness, like this. Okay, then after the DNA analysis was approved in the court, there had been 39 cases which was revealed as wrong until 1989. And the organization, FMSF, the False Memory Syndrome Foundation, argued that those kind of the wrong testimonies can make the innocent people to go to jail. So I strongly insist that the testimony really needs the evidence, and that evidence support the testimony. The first reason is that the testimony is really based on their memory, and this memory can be wrong so easily because of the two factors. The first one is time order, and second one is combined with imagination. Now look at the first factor, the time order. Everyone knows about the 9/11 terror, right? The tragedy. And do you remember the first time you saw the second building's collapse? Okay, I asked the same question to my friend in Kakao Talk, and he said in 2001, when he was in elementary school, he watched the second building's collapse after the 1 hour for first strike, with the whole world on TV rivaling. So do you agree with his opinion? Sure. But there was no media broadcasting the second building's collapse on the day September 11. So this is impossible to him watching the second collapse on September 11. Then why he had a wrong memory? Because here is the fact. The September 11 on the TV, the first strike. And you already know the real fact. After the 1 hour for the first strike, the second building was collapsed. So you put this memory into the September 11th memory at the same level with the first collapse. So you can say that after the 1 hour for the first collapse, I really saw the second collapse after the 1 hour for the first collapse on TV in September 11. According to the Elliot Aronson, human beings cannot play their memory exactly. We just reconstruct our memory. So this problem is called reconstructed memory. And look at the other factor, combined with imagination. Here's a very famous experiment for Elizabeth Lobster. She made a book contains the 4 memories, and 3 memories were the real memory based on the volunteers' their fast memory. And the other memory is the false memory, the wrong memory, like lost in the shopping mall. So all the volunteers had to read this book and tell the story in detail. Then the volunteers told the wrong memory, the false memory, lost in the shopping mall, so vividly, like they really experienced. They made the imagination and they just believed it. Okay, here's another example. When I was preparing this whole event, someone asked, "Hey, who is in charge of the PPT slide?" Then I answered, "Oh, it's for Yunshik. Yunshik is my classmate anyway." And Yunshik said, "No, it's your job, someone." Then I knew it was his job, but I didn't want to make trouble with him. So I just accepted it. But I am a little shy guy. So after I arrived at home, I checked the road. But it was my job. The music, photos, and PPT slide is for me. When we decided the road, I saw, oh, I took the easiest part of the road. Only music and photos. And someone asked me who is in charge of the PPT slide. Then I thought I took the easiest part. And the PPT slide is not the easy one. So it cannot be my job. It might be Yunshik's job or someone else. So most of you experience the similar cases. The thing you really believe is revealed as wrong. People believe what they want to believe. From those 2 factors, the memory, the testimony, can be wrong so easily because of the 2 factors, high order and combined imagination. And look at the final reason. There is no alternative way to replace the evidence. The human beings try to make the testimony to the strong evidence. The lie detector, the brainwave test, and micro muscle chain. You might be unfamiliar with micro muscle chain. And if you want to know about this, I recommend you to take the Professor Bosella's class. Because he uses the micro muscle chain to find who tells lie and who tells truth. The professor had a test with truth and lie. And he really knows who tells lie and who tells the truth. So what I want to try to say is that it really works. Those tools are really works, and I know. But as we have dealt, the people say the testimony based on their memory, and the memory is totally different from the real fact. Those all kind of tools cannot work. Lie detector, brainwave test, micro muscle chain are useless in this case. Actually, some criminals know how to avoid this system. So the evidence is only method to prove someone's testimony. And in the movie, I just didn't do it. The main character is found guilty because of the victim's testimony. The director of this film attacked this ironic situation. So whose fault? Whose fault of all these ironic situations? Nobody can blame the victims or witness because they just say what they remember. So the problem is caused by the system. We should consider the twisted memory caused by the two factors, time order and combined with the imagination, and invalidity with some tools in this case. The only thing to find the real fact, the real truth, is the evidence. Thank you. Any questions for my presentation?
Don't be shy. It's good for him.
The micro muscle change, it means that people told a lie. When people told a lie, the micro muscle change. It is not about his own willing to do that activity. It just works. When you lie, you might move your eyebrows and move your eyes and shaving your lips, all those kind of micro muscles. And this micro muscle changes when you are right and when you are really traveling or something. Yes, thank you. And if there are no question,
I'll ask you a question. So if we can't use testimony, what should we use when there's no physical evidence?
I'm not telling we cannot use the testimony, and we can use testimony, but we have to prove this testimony by using the evidence, the real evidence. Yes, that's my point. Thank you. And this is the time for the next presenter, Sylvie. Make a big hand for her. Thank you.